Welcome back, everybody. Say hi to Tampa, Falen. Well, last month, the Jason Show staff all shared our summer ins and outs. For Falen, one of her ins was making fruit preserves. And at the time, I went, what? Anyway, she's here now, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Falen showing her preserve skills. Yeah. I was like feeling my inner Meghan Markle, and this was also inspired. So every time I visit my friends in Indiana, my friend Kimberly's mom makes homemade biscuits for us, and they always have like homemade apple butter and stuff. Well, this time they had peach preserves, and I was like, when it is peach season, I will make peach preserves.
Okay, and it's peach season now?
Yeah.
I love that you know that.
Falen
put together a little piece on how to make the preserves. Let's take a look.
Okay, first we're gonna boil the peaches for 1 minute. Just trying to loosen the skin. Now we're gonna put them in an ice bath. 1 minute ice bath, and then we're gonna try to remove the skin. Okay, so we're removing skin here. Not too bad.
That's a lot of sugar, young lady.
It is a lot of sugar. You do it depends on how, ripe the peaches are, like how sweet the fruit is. I did like 3/4 a cup to a pound, but you could do less, of course, if you want it more tart. One thing I discovered, because I made a second batch a week later from the same bunch of peaches, the more ripe they are, it's way more difficult to remove the skin because it becomes, like squishier. So to get the skin off was a way harder process. So when I got them first and fresh, that was when it was easier to remove the skin. So just like my hot tip.
Precious Moonglow?
Yes, dear.
What is the difference between jam, jelly, and preserves? Did you discover this?
Yeah, no idea, Jason. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't.
Segment over. We'll be right back.
I didn't know, but I looked it up because you asked that, and I was like, I don't know. So jelly doesn't have any actual fruit in it. It's just juice. So that is something, like when you're buying the jelly at the store, it's just juice that's in it. Jam is chopped or pureed fruit plus sugar, and it's like thicker. And preserves are going to be bigger chunks of fruit, whole fruit, and sugar, lots of sugar. So like for that, all I used was sugar, the actual fruit, and lemon. And some people use pectin. That's like a thickening agent. I did not use that because they said she's tricky, and I didn't feel like messing with it.
What do you mean she's tricky?
Like it could go too thick,
like
too
you're
fast.
Tricky or the pectin?
The pectin.
Oh.
It can make it too thick, too fast. So some might argue that my jam is a little too runny, or my preserves are a little too runny. I don't care because they're delicious and it's fine. So perfect,
He said we do the Jason Show before the show live on our YouTube and Facebook pages, and we were trying to fend off the possible emails because everyone, when you cook something, if you have a family recipe, everyone has their own advice, their own take, and this will get criticized.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
For me, it's about the taste. It's less about the consistency. Because I like it to be a tiny bit runny. It's easier to spread on bread. You can get all the crevices covered if you do it like that. So I like it like that. But
was it easier or harder than you thought to make it?
Way easier than I thought. I thought it was going to be so hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I could even do that because when you said this, I'm like, I'm not a colonial woman.
No.
I'm not going to make, And
you're not, you're right.
I'm not going to churn my butter.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make my preserves. But that you made me, in that little video, I'm like, oh, I could do that.
Yes, you could.
To start to finish, it took you how long?
I don't know, Jason, an hour. Because you leave it on the stove for like an hour to cook down.
Oh, I can do
that.
So
it takes longer,
I'll
but I
go
wasn't
watch
really
Dallas for an hour and come back to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so as Falen mentioned, there's nothing better with preserves than a homemade biscuit. I have a very famous biscuit recipe. I will tell you what that is, and I'll show you the trick to making a great Southern buttermilk biscuit when we come back. Back in a moment. You have to wait. You can't eat it right now. Welcome back, everybody. We're in the kitchen. I was raised by my mom, obviously, but my grandparents played a huge role in my life, Betty and Earl. They're Southern folks, and one of the greatest things that they taught me was how to make a great Southern biscuit. My papa Earl was a moonshine runner at night and a biscuit maker during the day. And over the years, I've kind of perfected his recipe. Full disclosure, I own a biscuit company here in the Twin Cities. And this is the biscuit right here. These are a version of my papa's biscuits. These are a true Southern buttermilk biscuit. And as Falen said when we were talking about her preserves, nothing goes with jam, jelly, and preserves better than a buttermilk biscuit. But as a recent New York Times article said, this was posted last year, why can't America make a great biscuit consistently? Well, the trick of it is it is tricky. Biscuits are very tricky. People always think it's the recipe. It is not. But if you're watching this, I can see the emails coming in. You're going to want the recipe. One of my secrets is really not the recipe. All biscuit recipes are pretty standard. You're looking at mine. There are variations. If you Google buttermilk biscuit recipes, you'll see some people like lard. You'll see some people like butter. You'll see some people like less buttermilk. Here's what I do. 2 cups of self-rising flour. You can use all-purpose flour and add a tablespoon of baking powder. You do a cup of buttermilk. I do a teaspoon of salt. Here's one of my papa's secrets. You add a teaspoon of sugar. You can actually use a little. That helps give the biscuit a good flavor. And I do 1 stick of unsalted butter. And I prefer the dairy, with the Irish butter, Kerry's, I believe it's called, yeah, the white one. And so that's the basic recipe. Here are some of my hints, though. This is what you need to know. These are the 3 best tips I can tell you. The first one, this is probably the most important. Keep your ingredients cold. People are always asking, why aren't okay, fine, I made the biscuits, Jace, but they don't rise. Another thing, if you look this up in Google, you'll see it. Your biscuits are not rising probably because your ingredients are not cold enough. When I mix the butter into the dry ingredients, after I mix the butter in, I put that mixture back in the freezer for about 5 minutes because you want that butter in the dough to be super cold, so when it hits the hot oven, the butter melts, creates steam, and the steam helps to raise the biscuit. The next one is don't over mix your dough. Unlike a lot of dough where you want to, you don't want to do that. You want to mix it just until the ingredients are mixed, flip it out, roll it. I do 5 times. I cut it into 3. I stack it up so there are layers, smash it down, roll it out to 1 inch and cut. Don't over mix it. And then the last one is the flour. The only flour I will ever use is White Lily. It's hard to get. You can get it on Amazon. It is a winter wheat. I had my baker at the company said, oh, she was a great baker. And she goes, oh, the flour doesn't matter. And I tested her. We had a photo shoot. And we made one for the photo shoot with regular flour. And I made mine with White Lily. She was, you're right. So there's the tips there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's cut this bad boy. Let's do this.
I've been waiting for this moment. Been waiting for it.
Falen's literally listening to me going, wrap it up. I want to try the biscuit.
Love to hear it.
I made these literally. I woke up at about 3:30 and I made these this morning. So,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to split 1 in half.
Okay.
What time? You woke up at 3:30 to make these? That's wild.
That's how much I love you.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah.
Good. I went a little heavy there on the jam or the preserves. So
it's fine. You ladies first, so you go first.
Okay, you grab your half.
No, you take this bigger half there while I talk. I want you to enjoy that.
Yeah, it's delicious already, I can tell.
Yeah. And then I bake it, by the way, 450, about 20 minutes till they're golden brown. I brush it with butter, and then once it's
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get them locally around here at Kowalski's Market in the Twin Cities.
Fun fact, haven't done TV that long, and I did not take a television-sized bite, so my apologies.
They turned out pretty good, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay, now I was hoping for I was gonna bite now, and I needed you to talk, and he took a second bite.
There you go.
Are you happy with your preserves?
Yeah, they're really good. The sugar really enhances everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's real good.
It's really good.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a little onion in my stuff. Okay, another thing I was telling Jeff and them.
Please talk while I eat your preserves.
I'll add these preserves. I added them to yogurt. Delicious. Yeah, Jeff was like, I would add them to ice cream. Also, you can just add them to so many different things. Last night, Jake was testing the batches for the show, and he did it, layered it up on like 4,000 pieces of sourdough. So anyway, it's amazing.
It's
so
amazing.
Good.
So good. Give it up for Falen and her preserves, everybody. If you missed any of the biscuits and preserve details, we'll be posting this video on our Jason Show pages, Facebook, YouTube, and more. Just search for Jason Show TV. We'll be right back. Falen. I don't even love peach. That Colin loves peach.